How you guys doing this fine morning? Every generation, you have individuals that want to change the way society is. Some for the good, some for the bad. Some for the best, some for the worst. Some for themselves, some for others. Okay. Now we got this Marxist bullshit that's growing in this country. And you have Antifa that's fighting the so-called fascists. Okay, what's fascism? Okay. Example: Mussolini and Italy. Mussolini, he's a fascist. Fascism, communism, Marxism, all one the same, but in different interpretations of those terms. Socialism is basically the government controls absolutely everything. Communism, same fucking thing. The government controls everything. Fascism and socialism is actually the same thing. Someone comes up, rises to power, claims to promise to do everything for the people. But in actuality, the individual is all about themselves. So we got Black Lives Matter. Okay. These violent radicals, these violent self-proclaimed Marxist individuals claim to be self-trained Marxists. Now, I want to bring up Karl Marx. Okay. Now, okay. Who is Karl Marx? Okay. He was born in 1818, May 5th. Died March 14th, 1883 at 64 years old. Karl Heinrich Marx is a German philosopher, economist, historian, socialist, political theorist, journalist, and socialist revolutionary born in Trier, Germany. Marx studied law and philosophy at university. He married Jenny von Westphalen in 1843. Due to his political implications, Marx became a stateless, living in exile with his wife and children in London for decades, while he continued to develop his thought of collaboration with German thinker Friedrich Engels, published his writings and research in the reading room of the British Museum. Best known titles are the 1848 pamphlet, the Communist Manifesto, and the 3-volume Das Kapital, political and philosophical thought, had an enormous influence on subsequent intellectual, economic, and political history, and its name has been used as an adjective, a noun, and a school of social theory. Karl Marx established the Communist League in the year 1847. During the convalescence in Stradau, he joined the Doctors Club, a student group who discussed Hegelian ideas, and through them became involved with a group of radicals thinker known as 1846. While residing in Brussels in 1846, Marx continued his association with the secret radical organization League of Just. 1849, Marx and Engels, their experience of the Revolution of 1848 to 1849 were formative of a development of their theory of economics and historical progression. 1887, a serious nervous disorder appeared in 1877, and protracted insomnia was a consequence, which Marx fought with narcotics. 1881, following his death in December of 1881, Marx developed a career that kept him in ill health for the last 15 months of his life. He became a stateless and lived in exile with his wife and children. He ran his political and philosophy thought an enormous influence on subsequent intellectual, economic, political history, and his name has been used as an adaptive, a noun, and school of theory. Residence was in Germany, France, Belgium, and the UK. He was stateless after 1845. He had 7 children, including Jenny, Laura, and Eleanor. Parents were Henrik Marx, his father, Henriette Pressburg, mother, relative Louis Judah, sister, and Jean Laguette, grandson. Alma mater, University of Bonn, Berlin, and Jena, PhD. He had influences: H.W.F. Hegel, Ludwig Feuerbach, Charles Darwin, Charles Babbage, Aristotle, S. Epicurus, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and the list goes on and on. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, you had Ludwig von Westphalen, Max Stirner, Maximilian Robespierre, William Shakespeare was an influence, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, Claude Adrien Helvetius, Moses Hess. He was also a racist son of a bitch. He was a racist motherfucker. Marx has been described as one of the most influential figures in human history. His work has been both lauded and criticized. His work in economics laid a basis for much of the current understanding of labor and its relation to capital, subsequent economic thought. Many intellectuals, labor union artists, political parties worldwide have been influenced by Marx's work, with Many modifying or adapting his idea. Marx is a typical cited one of the principles of architects and modern science. He was indeed a racist piece of shit. And here you got Black Lives Matter following his philosophy. And here's the thing. That dude said that if the United States doesn't give BLM what they want, they're going to burn this country to ash. Well, let's go with this one here. Let's go with what happened this past week. Okay, 8 children have died because of these motherfuckers. Okay. The crap that happened in Democratic-controlled cities, Seattle, Chicago, Minneapolis, and Atlanta. They thought, oh, it's okay, it's good. They're all peaceful and it's all good. No, it was not good. Seattle mayor says that the Chaz or Chop was the summer of love. No, bullshit. How many people got shot? What, 5, 6 people got shot? A 16-year-old got shot, killed. 14-year-old is in hospital fighting for his life and shit. In Atlanta, near the parking lot where Wendy's used to be, where Sherrod Brooks got shot, killed. 2 of these idiots, part of that group, opened up and fired on a car with a woman and her 8-year-old daughter. The 8-year-old was shot in the back. Shot in the back. And they say Black Lives Matter. They say Black Lives Matter. Now, Terry Crews was on CNN, and he really destroyed Don Lemon. Don Lemon is CNN's own query near guru. The guy who claims, I'm not biased. Not biased, he says. Not biased. Every time when somebody that does really put the stamp into honesty and exposing bullshit that's happening, Terry Crews basically opened up a can of intellectual whoop ass on Don Lemon. Okay, Terry Crews took a lot of slack, but he's willing to die on the hill for it. You know, I mean, anybody. Okay, I've never got any slack from anybody. Okay, never ever in my life on social media. Never ever. I've said many times before. You know, I've wore this hat. You know, I wore this hat. It's a hat here. It's a flag, digital camo hat with a U.S. flag. Never got any slack from anybody. You know. I've wore a green camo hat with the flag. Never got any slack for it. Never. It's really getting down where BLM is really getting a backlash push, a pushback, because after this going on, the Atlanta mayor finally grew a spine. About fucking time. Hopefully she did. What happened to the mayor of Chicago? Didn't she grow a fucking spine? Or has she lost it? What about the mayor of Minneapolis? Has he gotten a spine? No. Mayor of Seattle, where's her fucking spine? You know, I do agree that, you know, there have to be some changes. But defunding the police isn't one of them. No. Three members of the city council are getting tax-paid security. And one of them wants a socialist, Marxist kind of communist kind of bullshit crap in the city. But here's the thing. We are the only country, okay, with people that have more guns per capita, okay? We're the only ones in this country that gives people the right to speak freely. To have the freedom of religion. Freedom to speak from their heart and from their on their minds here. But sometimes freedom of speech goes so far when you push it like, if we don't get what we want, we're gonna burn this country to ash. Okay. Keep saying that. Okay? Because how many people are you gonna try to scare? Okay? Armed people ain't afraid of you, those motherfuckers. You know why? BLM can threaten, they can scare anybody all they want. Okay? They can have their own armed people in that group. All they want. But the thing is, there will be somebody armed. Okay? Armed. And will push back. And when they push back, they won't be alone. Because when you break down a gate, the media is saying, oh, the gate was just like that. No, it was not. Okay? These motherfuckers came into this private gated community for no damn reason. Okay? No damn reason. Okay? Like I said, every generation you have your idiots, okay? You had the Nazi Party here in the United States in the 40s, 30s and 40s. Okay? You had your communists here in the United States. And you have the groups like that around. You got your Communist Party, you got your whatever, you know. But here's the thing: they could try to change things in a communist way. Will it work? Will it happen? No. Why? Because it will not work. It will never work. AOC, who's a Democratic socialist, okay, wanted to do this Green New Deal, which is a socialist failure, you know. When she was asked, who's going to pay for it? Okay, anybody like that, when they're asked, okay, so who's going to pay for this? Okay, but they're not going to say anything because they know that it's the taxpayers that's going to pay it all. Okay, here's somebody who owes $2,000, who's in debt for $2,000 for over a business that she fucked up. And she's somebody who will end up being under investigation for some stupid shit, you know. Bernie Sanders, he's an independent, but all of a sudden he's now a democratic socialist now. It don't matter if you're a socialist Democrat or a Democrat socialist. Socialism is not going to happen because why? Communism, Marxism, socialism, okay? Communism, Marxism, fascism, socialism, it's all about one thing. It's all about one fucking thing. Greed. Greed. Okay? Now, here is something that the media will not tell you, because they rarely fucking do. About a couple years back, there was supposed to be a gay pride parade. Okay? But it was canceled because Black Lives Matter demanded that if they didn't cancel the gay pride parade, that they would run amok, raise hell, hurt a few people, didn't matter what they would do. So what happened? They canceled the gay pride parade. What the fuck, you know? And up in Portland, Portland has an annual Rose Parade every year. Antifa sent in a memo online or something like that, threatening that if they didn't cancel that event, that they would send 200 people. So many that even law enforcement wouldn't be able to handle. But when you have people that are armed in Portland, you might want to rethink your thought, okay, folks? So now we got issues with this Marxist, fake trained Marxist co-founders of BLM. They want, I mean, I can understand it's about protesting against the crap that happened with Trayvon Martin. Okay, the guy that killed him walked off. He walked. Okay, he walked, which he should have got some time in prison and shit. You know, and he never did. Never did. The worst legislation is the stand your ground law. Okay, worst thing ever. Okay, worst thing ever. I mean, you could be preaching the gospel right on your own property, okay? Preaching the gospel to the neighborhood. Then all of a sudden, you get shot for preaching the gospel, talking about God, talking about Jesus and shit. I feel afraid because he was preaching the gospel about God. What the fuck, dude? You know, what the hell? So, Marxism has been used over the years, for many years, but yet a failure each fucking time. It might have been done over there in Europe and shit, you know, but here, I just feel that, you know, if you're gonna be doing this shit, you know, study the guy. Do your research and shit. But honest actuality, they've never read a fucking book on that guy. They never even read a book on the guys, people that they took down the statues of, you know? If they say Black Lives Matter, right, why take down the statue of Frederick Douglass? Why threaten to take down a statue of the Lincoln Emancipation Memorial that was purchased by freed slaves? If they say, if Black Lives Matter, why graffiti over the statue of Jimi Hendrix, man? If Black Lives Matter, why threaten to take down the statue of Martin Luther King? If Black Lives so matters, okay, if it matters so much, why are you killing your own? Okay. Here's the thing, man. In Texas, you got these black militant groups marching down the road, wearing all black, carrying weapons. I tell you what, somebody's going to see that, and they're going to see it as a threat, and they're going to open fire on those guys. Okay, they're going to open fire. No bullshit, okay? No bullshit. And to be honest, half of them will probably not make it. That's the truth there. Texas has more people with guns than any other state. Oklahoma is second. Colorado, Wyoming, Arizona, New Mexico are also part of that. Montana, the entire Midwest, okay? I'm saying from Texas to North Dakota, I'm saying Wisconsin, Montana, I'm saying Colorado, Wyoming, I'm talking about New Mexico and Arizona. Have more people with guns than any other state, okay? California has them too, but California has always been a Democratic-controlled state, okay? And they hate anybody who's a free individual with the liberty and the right to buy and carry a firearm legally, even with a permit. And it's one thing. See, California is also one of the worst states. Okay, any state, you could do what you want with your car. You can put in a new engine in your car. You can put in a new exhaust in your car. Okay, you won't have any emission problems with your car. Okay, but somehow California alone has one of the most worst and strict emission laws. Truckers have time driving through California because EPA, we all know, are all in the fucking dough because they pit the higher ups, pit themselves more than their own employees, the ones that are below. Okay. Now PG&E just was found guilty of manslaughter. Okay. Even their heads get paid. They pay themselves more than the people under them. And they also, for 20 years, backed Gavin Newsom. Same guy who closed shop of about, 15 counties? What was it? 12 counties, but his business, his winery, still open for business? What the fuck? Okay, this is the same dumbass that canceled 4th of July and not doing good. The guy thinks he's the West Coast version of Dill Pickle de Blasio of New York. Pickle Bill de Blasio. Okay. Same guy who disrupted a Jewish funeral. Okay. A Jewish funeral. Same guy who ordered a Jewish playground to be welded shut. Gate to be welded shut. A guy who's on a power trip. Okay. Gavin Newsom's also on a power trip, okay? The governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, is a fucking dumbass, man. And his brother, Fredo Cuomo of CNN, what the fuck, dude? Any city that's controlled by a Democrat, mayor or governor, okay? You're not going to be doing any well, okay? You're going to be dealing with Democratic cocksuckers who will look the other way until something happens, then they grow their spine back. I don't know if the spine is dead up their ass, make them stand straight and shit. But Mayor of Chicago banned Chicagoans from getting a haircut, but yet this cunt got her hair done. Okay? The governor of Michigan banned people for doing anything. If you cannot ride in your motorboat, you can't ride in your canoe, all kind of shit. And she says, well, if you have a second property, you're not allowed to go there. Well, what the fuck did this bitch do? Her and her husband, they went to their second home in Michigan. How would they know that you're going to go to your second property or it's safe? How would they fucking know? Oh yeah, they want people to snitch on you. Ain't that a bitch? Okay? Bill de Blasio wants people to snitch on one another. Snitch on people who open up their business. Well, guess what? It's funny. People send in their response, they sent dick pics to his office. And nobody likes de Blasio, man. They hate his ass, man. If you New Yorkers want to get rid of the guy, you recall the son of a bitch. Okay? If you want your governor to go away, recall the motherfucker. People of California, we got to get rid of Gavin Newsom, folks. Okay? Let's all get rid of this guy, okay? Let's all recall the governor and the attorney general, okay? Let's all do this shit, right? Let's recall the attorney general and the governor. These two are too busy circle jerking one another on how to make our lives here in California fucking worse. I say hashtag recall Newsom and the AG dumbass. Alright, folks. Please share this video. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below. Hit the bell for notification. And if you've got this transmission, you are the resistance. I'm Grandmaster Evan. Knowledge is free. Knowledge is power. Always be healthy worldwide. I love you guys. And we'll see you in the next video. Alright. Peace out.